You want to talk about the CEO first? What's more?
Yeah.
What's sort of older? I think the CEO.
We'll do the CEO first.
I'll tell you, when I saw that they were CEOs, I started crying.
Yeah? You were with joy?
No.
With sad?
Sad.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How come?
Because it's just, I don't think that we should see this type of violence on camera, and it's just terrible, and we shouldn't have this type of thing happen.
Okay, that's a hot take there, Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't think it was coming?
No, he probably didn't deserve it.
No, he didn't deserve that. The shareholders did.
They didn't deserve it.
What? Are you out of your mind? Are you trying to get me?
Hey,
I walked Bob Dylan to the stage.
Nicholas.
No. Okay, so this fat Patsy
video of
Brazilian
dancing in front of animal cage. Let's see what perplexity.ai comes up with for an answer. Nope. I couldn't find any specific video of a dancing in front of an animal cage. The search results include general information about dances and events, such as iconic dances,
iconic,
and Orthodox weddings, but nothing matches the description of a video involving a dancing in front of an animal cage. What a great paid search engine that's changing the face of the planet right now. This AI stuff is so impressive, man. I tell you, it's really good stuff.
Okay, so you got.
It's hard to explain. It's probably impossible to explain to people the level of criminality that everybody kind of suffers from under the thumb of these robber barons. I don't know anything in particular about United Healthcare, but
Biggest offender.
Are they?
Yeah. Probably like they're the Nissan, the Jeep. They're the real putting out the bad product, expecting the good money, denying the claims, doing the bulk of. And I'm not saying internally. I'm a little. I hate when people say taken aback.
Yeah.
It just seems like something like all of a sudden you're like smoking pot and now you're like a laureate. I was really taken aback by you saying like you were upset by this.
Yeah.
You don't think that the public should be exposed to this stuff?
I think. Well, no, I was kidding, but I think I was kidding, but I think there's two sides to it. One argument you could make is that a lot of the people cheering for this are leftist, let the world burn type people.
Yeah.
And this is. I think there's a difference between targeted violence, which this is, and the type of violence that most people want to see, which is burning down stores, basically. In the minds of the average person, shooting this United Healthcare CEO is on the same level as like smashing the windows at an Apple store. Like, it's just as awesome. It's just as cool. Like, fuck that Apple store up. Let's see it. Let's blow that Apple store up. Like, meaningless dog barking into the wind type attacks that only make things worse. Only make it so that the surveillance state has more control, has more of an excuse to be in your business, has more whatever. The other thing is that has to be said is that if it's not proven that the FBI didn't do it, the FBI probably did it.
Did that? Right.
They do everything else. Why is this on the news so much? Does this narrative kill CEOs? Does this narrative, like, handsome guy shooting a CEO of a healthcare company, like probably a hated company. I haven't even looked into it. I don't know.
They're pretty hated.
A hated company, okay? If this is such a shocking narrative obliterating action, why is it on every news channel every day? Like, it's just getting play on.
It has Masonic undertones to it.
Yeah.
289. There's a 3-digit significance. He was taken in custody at 239 at 239 blah 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 street. 239. United.
Mm-hmm.
United.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is like really silly, but like the flights that did 9/11 were United Airlines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it American Airlines? Can I just double check? I was thinking about this. Like, it's always like words and shit. It's like baseball. Baseball's a Masonic game. They always like there's a what like
American, I think.
was it American? Oh no, United Airlines.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it was United, like uni, whatever. It doesn't matter. Could mean something, whatever. And then there was like something about some 3-digit code that I've never heard before, and I would like to know the significance of it. The significance of it, it brings you to a passage, and then that passage means like blah 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 blah. So you're saying, so my question back to you would be like 2 questions. One, does it say if you fucking plebe, you don't even know how bad the recourse is going to be or the retaliation is going to be for you celebrating for this, and this is going to open the door for them to jam a telephone pole up your ass?
No?
No?
I think if it was a threatening narrative at all, it wouldn't be on the news. It would be on the news for like a split second before they pulled it
bury
off.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they do anytime there's a story that is not doesn't fit what they want you to think, they get rid of it. Like
so you're saying this is celebratory?
The guy that ran over the Christmas parade, that black guy that drove through the white Christmas parade and hurt those people, that type of shit. It's not on the news because it threatens the narrative. So whatever this is, it's not threatening. Okay, it's if anybody's looking at this thinking we the people are going to have an uprising against the CEOs, you're not, because you're looking at it on CNN. It's on the news.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be partaking in anything like that. Whatever your visions of violence are, or comeuppance, or getting revenge against the man, it's not going to happen because you're watching it on the news. You're like mentally you're in the psyop. You're like thinking something.
You're killing cops in virtual world.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the metaverse right now, being a badass. You're doing graffiti in the metaverse.
You're doing graffiti in the metaverse. And the other thing are there ties to Nancy Pelosi at all? Is this like a?
He was supposed to testify against her.
That's the most plausible thing. I mean, if it's public, if it's public like this, and was he supposed to testify against her?
That's what some people say.
Is that a real thing? I mean, this is all unless it's triple verified, it's fucking fake.
Friend of the Pelosi family. Oh, Mangione was. But the guy said the guy had some insider info or something like that.
I mean, that's, if there's any whiff of credibility to any Pelosi stuff, that's the most plausible, most believable thing here.
When I see, he's like really Italian. He looks like he belongs, like his life should have been like a cheesemaker in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he could have worked for the Sargento cheese family.
Does Mangione mean mansion? Is his name Luigi Mansion?
That'd be so funny.
That would be really funny. Let's see.
Glutton. Wow.
How do you say mansion in Italian?
Palazzo.
Palazzo.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
John Palazzo's Johnny Mansions.
Johnny Mansions.
So, okay.
And the reason it's like, the reason I don't like it is because leftists do like it. And it's like the leftist mind, violence and destruction, that's how leftists create. They can't build a business on their own. They can't build anything
harmonic,
anything generative, like a bridge or anything. And in their mind, destruction and bringing things down is equivalent to creation. It's the same. It's like that's how they can manifest that impulse. And this is just, you saw the guy on TikTok that made the CEO most wanted playing cards?
No.
Type in most wanted CEO playing cards.
Oh God, I can only imagine who's on the head of that Lockheed Martin guys.
The whacked deck.
Oh.
This guy, right? Like this is the guy. to this guy, this is the coolest thing in the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Which when as soon as I saw this murder, I was like, whoa, that's cyberpunk. That's awesome. But I have to look at who's getting the most enjoyment out of this.
When you see these things, right, and then you have a reaction to them, how often do you find yourself going, cool, badass, yeah, you'll even make a post or something about it, and then like you give it a couple of days to settle in, and then you sort of like not reverse course or like you change course a little bit. Does that happen to you a lot?
Not anymore. I just because I withhold judgment until a few days later.
Okay.
Like when I saw this shooting, I knew that my impulse was like, this is cyberpunk. This is badass. But I didn't allow myself to hold on to any opinion like that because you never know. If you're watching it, it's some shit that you're being allowed to watch, probably.
Right.
Like unless it's a very rare, like Sky King type, the guy that hijacked that, like that type of thing. I don't think this is in the same category. This feels like Fugazi kind of. Like there's something strange about it.
It does feel like I'm being guided.
There's something suspect about it.
I mean, as the I used to kind of like say like, I don't really give a fuck about politics. I'm like an anarchy. Anarchy is fair. That's what people who are not necessarily like leftists, or I think people who are like, I don't give a, I just want the government to fucking go away. And I want them to feel.
Well, that's what any sane person wants, is just all the laws that are like, they're obviously either to control people with criminal like they're genetically not even in the same category as you. They have criminal impulses. If they were left to their own devices, they'd be doing the tiring. What's that called? The tire necklace?
Yeah, the one in Africa?
Yeah.
Where they burn tires on you?
Yeah. The necklacing. Necklacing, rampant fraud, fucking theft.
Yeah.
And that's why laws exist. That's who the laws are for. Anybody who's sane wants to be left alone. So, but unfortunately, it's not possible to be left alone. You have to like play the game. You're in the game right now. You can't go homestead. You can't even do that. You're in the game no matter what. You're stuck.
Yeah.
And they'll find you, like Ruby Ridge, that type of. Ruby Ridge. That's the guy. You don't know what Ruby Ridge is? Waco, he might have been fucking molesting those kids, but Ruby Ridge was just the Weaver family. It was this guy's family, and his son was walking around outside and saw a Fed in a ghillie suit, I think, and shot him. And so they killed this guy's family. They killed his kids. I don't know if they killed his wife.
Yeah.
But
no, they shot his child and gave him a medal.
But they'll find you though. That's the point. It's not even like the ATF or the FBI will find you. It's like modernity will find you. If you're in East Palestine, Ohio, you find the most, or West Virginia, you find the most idyllic place to run away and start your little farm. There's going to be a toxic cloud from a fucking train crash
right near you,
right over your family's heads in 15 years, 20 years, whatever. Like modernity will find you.
So then to try to put this smoke screen out there, is that sort of to throw off scent? Is that to
the CEO shooting?
Yeah.
I don't even know, man. I don't know.
I think honestly, there's something to the thought of disguising like CEO publicity.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought was nuts. Mm-hmm. I always thought that was crazy.
For CEOs to be public figures?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's dangerous.
It is dangerous.
Like, from years ago. And then, like, these guys going on, like, Shark Tank and being like, oh, yeah, I run this company. It's like, what happens if, like, like,
die.
There's follow-ups.
What happens to the whole entire company if you die?
It's like that, okay, so we're going to have thousands of jobs dependent on XYZ. What if this guy's, like, sucking baby fucking cocks? Or what if he's, like Mark Cuban putting his hand up waitresses' assholes. Like, okay, cool. The Dallas Mavericks go for sale. So there's always been like a big danger to public.
Key man risk. That's what it's called.
And a key man.
Key man risk. Yeah.
So now they're talking about like corner office CEOs. That's going to go away, and it's going to be led by a group of question mark
teams of women.
Yeah, right. AI robot. Please.
Well, that's the way the Kamala Harris administration is just a team of people. You don't know who they are, but it's just gay guys and women, probably.
Yeah, community organizers.
Yeah.
People show up every day.
What the fuck was I just thinking? Oh, the Sacklers.
Yeah, the Cokes, the Sacklers,
Coach,
the
the
Murdochs.
Murdochs, the Waltons.
So you could be like, why is the CEO of Walmart evil? Or why is the CEO of Northrop Grumman evil? Or the Sacklers? Or the head of Dow Chemical? Or the head of Shell? Or the head of Anthem Insurance? Or whoever this guy is.
While the CEOs and QR code descriptions are on one side of the card, on the other side is an image of a shooting target. The debut of the new card game comes in the wake of United Healthcare's CEO being gunned down in the streets of New York December 4th. His death was praised by the socialist business owner, who said Brian Thompson's death was good news and called the assassin a hero in another TikTok
You get it,
video.
pause. I mean, it's just free speech, and these people are f***its. But the only caveat I would say to anybody who's enjoying the CEO killing is that they're the degenerate, autistic, Antifa type people who like revel in violence, that sickness, that mental sickness. You don't want that in your skill build. You don't want that in you. So that's the only thing I would say. But
It was a pretty big letdown. Remember the time I went to Occupy Wall Street with Jess when we first started dating? I was like, I gotta go see what's going on down there. And I went down there and it was a bunch of fucking fat cat lady sluts
yeah.
and a bunch of like bandana wearing fucking skinny tattoo artist pussies.
And it turned into a bunch of rapes too. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, they were just
So they set up these tents, and there would be these like cute little college girls. It was just cute girls there, and guys would sneak into their tents and fucking finger them and rape them and stuff.
cool. Yeah, that's who. Like they look like tattoo guys that weren't the one. They were like the sixth most important tattoo guy at the shop,
Right.
and they couldn't find Wi-Fi, and they didn't understand what tethering was.
Yeah.
And I was like, tether off your phones. And they're like, what is that, dude? Hold on. Let me tap in. It was embarrassing. And I was like, I'm not even going to help this. And I had a sign that said, what about the Golden Boys?
Uh-huh.
And they had no idea what that was. And their level of like conspiracy theory
Yeah.
was like Joe Rogan episode 2.
Give us the money.
Dude, fiat currency.
Share the money.
Fiat currency.
Share the money.
Explain to me fiat currency. Like, okay, let's hear it. Not like I'd even give a shit or feel like doing that either, but
Bunch of
It was
Yetzer
embarrassing.
hurrah traps over there.
yeah, there was a lot of Yetzer hurrah traps, and I was like, guys, it was rough to watch that happen. And it was like a bunch of like single mom, like pre-purple hair.
Yeah.
And it was a rough scene.
Well, I mean, both of us have hung out with enough of those people, and I think when we meet them, when you see people like that, there is a pretty big party that says, you know what, maybe we should be enslaved. Maybe we should be debt slaves for Israel, because these people are fucking tapped, man.
You meet people along the way, and you say, I get a little bit more now why politicians do
Of course.
what they do.
Yeah.
I had one last night. There was this house that was fucking filthy. And they had Wisconsin Badgers stuff. They had the shower curtain, the pictures on the wall, the jerseys. The house was fucking, not like messy, like filthy. And like people who have like ode to their alma maters, slice your own fucking throat.
Have what to their alma maters?
Like an ode, like they're like
an ode.
an ode to their alma mater. Like you're the educated American middle class. Like your parents had enough gumption to send you to school and keep you there and not let you drink. Like you drank, you smoked pot, you had sex, you did blowjob, you did finger pussy.
Well, it was the Fighting Badgers. Of course we did.
Fighting Badgers, they're fighting today. And you and your friend Chris went there and painted half your body white and half your body red. And then he was half. And then you went back for 20 years and you gave them everything.
Yeah.
And you're what Fortune 500 companies absolutely adore because they can make you into a jam, into a little jelly. And I would kill you. I would go to the parking lot of every college football game, and everybody who's older than 24, anybody who's 24 to 40 gets slaughtered. I would hunt them out like an SS officer. Show me your identification. Present me with identification, date of birth immediately.
Yeah.
And they're like, 1984. Kill him. Like it would be immediate. It would be immediate. Did you play sports here? No. Auto. You'd be on probation if you played top 3 sports like girls volleyball, football, baseball, track, maybe, whatever. Under that, you're getting turned into dog food. I'm sorry. Like, and people in the Midwest, that should be as much of a red flag as like that's a mindless. Do you remember the house we rented? Were you there for that?
Where was it?
Atlanta. We rented a house, and the people who owned
The,
it.
like glass house?
No,
with
not the glass one. The other one for the pilot. It was like a shitty condo, but it was new.
I don't think I was there.
And they had like Georgia Bulldogs shit everywhere.
Ugh.
And then we met the girl.
Yeah.
And she was like marathon runner, 28-year-old who looked 40. And she was like skinny fat and her like fatty husband. And they were like, it's just the right thing to do, Ryan. You know? And like her name was probably like Liz or something. But like they were like big Georgia Bulldogs fans.
Yeah.
Like that's worse than fantasy football. Like I don't mind if you're a fan of shit and you like watching it on TV. It's not a problem. But when you're going and you're nameless and faceless.
It's a lot of work.
It's a ton of work. It's a ton of
It's
money.
fucking like having a dog or something, or having a kid. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
I can't hang out. I got sports.
I have
I have to watch
9 home
sports.
games that I go to religiously. That costs more than, like you say, lifestyle. I always associate lifestyle with swinging. Like I'm in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like that's harder to do than swinging. Like fans of like,
Just get Grinder on your phone.
yeah, just do like this guy. Like just you can see it in the crowd. Like that picture ruined that guy.
Damn.
Look at that guy.
That's Mike Big Dog.
Oh, it's Mike Big Dog
R.I.P.
Woods.
Mike Big Dog Woods.
I don't know. And I guess it's like if you took the same time, the same motivation to dump the into some sort of craft, even if it's playing guitar and singing, I'd rather see you doing open mics at.
I can't even think of anything that I like this much that I would put makeup, like paint on for.
No, you wouldn't go to a car convention.
No.
They're doing the car convention.
No. I wouldn't even go without the paint on, but with the paint on.
The
Cosplay.
CEO of Toyota is going to re-release the
Paint.
91 Supra.
The paint and the sign.
They're going to re-release the 91
All that
Supra
shit.
in the brown you like.
Fine, I'll go.
All right. SUPRA. Anyway.